Hello guys, so this is gonna be the first trading recap on this channel, and basically I'm just gonna use this channel more for like a personal thing to record my thought processes and I guess help better understand my own trades and why I took them, and maybe I can look back in my past trades and understand my thought process better to basically help myself in the future. But yeah, let's get straight into it. This is my first ever trade on the eval account, and my initial bias going into the day was bearish because of the war going over the weekend and with the overnight market. As you can see, these wicks off the 1 hour uh, candle just wicking down here, price trying to move down, fill this fair value gap. What I thought was going to happen was this fair value gap was probably going to be filled with the market open here, and then the point of control of the overnight session was going to be like the confirmation for just price to, I guess, just move down, take these Asia lows and London lows with the daily lows, and then the price figure out from there. And same with NQ here, if I believe right. Yeah, these wicks down from the point of control of the overnight sessions, and just fill this fair value gap for price to move down. But yeah, again, completely shifted my bias from this huge fucking 5 minute candle formed, trying to push price up. And again, I was very liberal on my bias because when this formed, I was like, okay, this can probably form, take these Asia highs, fill this guy gap kind of, and then kind of slowly move down. Maybe fill this, inverse this gap, and then that could be confirmation for like uh shorts down here. But again, that didn't really happen. When price filled here, I was kind of like, yeah, this is probably just gonna be bullish for today. I guess all the war stuff going over the weekend isn't really gonna affect the price, and even if it is, it's probably just like manipulating retail traders anyways. But yeah, so my I was looking for longs, but my first trade setup I actually had was this one right here. This entry right here, if I believe, yeah, right here. It was actually a short, and I was looking for the pullback. So if I'm correct, I was looking for this and chasing this fair value gap, or just chasing this volume platform right here. Let me set up. Yeah, so this is my first setup I had, and basically I have around three strategies I follow. Where is this? These are my three trading strategies. The first one is a 5 minute order block or a 5 minute I guess scalp I have. Again, there was no really setup for that today. I couldn't find it, and the second one was a kind of continuation or a well, the pullback of the continuation. So this is the setup I had form kind of, and let me go over that right now. So this is just an A plus plus setup, and unfortunately, I actually did not take this trade because again, even though I had this perfect setup, cause I wasn't really familiar with using tradovate. This is my first time, and I couldn't really figure out the lot sizes quick enough. So instead of forcing something, I kind of just paper hands and watched this. But this was the first setup, and so let me go through all the confluences. So as price moved up again, my bias was still very liberal. I was like, price could sweep these Asia highs and then fill this gap, and then maybe just start plummeting down. Maybe fill this 5 minute gap right here, if I'm correct. Yeah, this 5 minute gap or this 15 minute gap. But well, what did end up happening was it did hit my profit target. So it kind of moved up here. This is the previous value area high. Right here, it rejects off that. Boom. That's my first confirmation. Second confirmation. I guess first and second confirmation. This little wick right here, it gets swept. So it takes these highs. Boom, swept right there, and then rejects the developing high two. Comes down here. The other confirmation here is this big displacement candle, and I have it marked down because of my indicator right here. But this big displacement candle forms a fair value gap right here. So this, for me, if this fair value gap is respected, is my confirmation for price to go down and maybe hit this fair value gap or just the overall volume low, something like that. But my entry was supposed to be right here on this bearish candle. As soon as uh this bullish candle formed and it kind of respected this gap wicking down, this is my confirmation because it's wicking down on the developing point of control and it's being the fair value gap is respected. So it's like I have multiple confluences showing me why price is going to move down. This is why A plus setup what it looks like for me with my trading strategy with this continuation trading strategy I have. So yeah, unfortunately, I wasn't able to take the trade because again, something I have to work better on is just getting used to the tradovate settings I have, which I couldn't really figuring out the unit sizing or whatnot. But again, it's fine. It's my first day on this eval account, and I'm not really stressed out about like missing trades or not taking trades because again, not taking a trade is initially a trade because I'm not risking or I'm not risking losing money. So I'm fine with the outcome of that right there, which is unfortunate, but it is what it is. So again, I'm just kind of being patient. I'm looking both at the Nasdaq and the S&P is kind of price to form, some kind of S&P divergence to form right here. And my next setup is right here. So this is actually the trade I did end up taking, and it's basically the exact same trade as this one. Let me see. And actually, yeah, before I go into this trade again, let me go back to the this trade, and I would say my confidence on this trade was like 4 out of 5, almost 5 out of 5. But again, I would say 4 out of 5 because it was my first trade I would have taken, and that would just kind of made me a little anxious, you know. I guess like the first trading anxiety you have, but yeah, I would say I was very confident on the trade because my overall setup was so good. But yeah, so this trade is I would say a little less confident because even though I had the exact same setup. It felt like I was kind of forcing this previous trade on here because I was being greedy or something. It was kind of affecting my psychology. But again, it was just too perfect of a setup for me not to take. And the main reason why I did take it is because it did sweep these highs right here, these previous highs. Because if this high was underneath here and it had the same setup in this developing value area high, I probably would not have taken it because it would have affected my psychology. But since this high was taken, my psychology was in the clear, and I could have taken this trade, and I would have been fine with losing it because I guess that's just my system I try to follow. So again, we sweep this high right here, a little inverse for value gap right here. Boom, break a structure with this displacement candle. Or with this displacement candle, it's kind of forming right in this value area high, and my entry was right here, 6,875. So let me put that right there, 6,875 right here, with my stop loss being here. And so before I get on this trade, what actually happened was that I actually messed up this trade because my profit target should have been around this fair value gap or some kind of volume profile indicator right here, the border control down here. This should have been my initial actual trade, but I was not able to take this because I messed it up. Again, I got confused with the tradovate settings and I was not able to fully execute properly. So as soon as I entered, basically, I was trying to set my stop loss and I was just getting confused. I started panicking. And when I finally set my stop loss, this big, just giant candle wicked down here and I started panicking. I was like, oh my God, I'm still trying to set my stop loss. I don't know what's happening. I don't know where my take profit is. And then just a bunch of panic set in and I just trigger sold. I trigger sold right here, 6872. What is this? 6872. Around right there. My entry was what is this? 6875. So this is basically my trade I hit. Something like this. And my initial lot size was also supposed to be 60 or $150, but I messed it up because I was panicking and I didn't put the proper units. So I ended up trading only $60 or something like that. But that's the reason why I kind of exited so quickly because my initial take profit should have been like down here because this setup is just beautiful. It's perfect. I mean, we have a liquidity sweep, we have an inverse fair value gap being filled, we have this big structure. Only thing we're missing here is a change in state of delivery, which is fine because again, that's more ICT, and I'm trading volume profile here. But yeah, it's unfortunate about the outcome, but we didn't get the full on actual unit size of what we wanted. But again, a win is a win, and I'm fine with that. So as soon as that happened, I panic sold. I kind of just wanted to stop trading for the day because I realized I'm getting ahead of myself, and I need to figure out just tradovate more, figure out the settings, how to use the proper contract sizes. So that's my first focus of the day, trying to figure out how to properly use tradovate on TradingView, maybe look into trade C and whatnot. But yeah, this is my one and only trade I took for the day today. I didn't even want to look for any more setups because I don't want to risk losing because of not because of my trading mechanics, but more of like my execution not being properly executed just in general with tradovate and trading view. But yeah, I ended up making $274 for the day. Again, I'm not happy or sad about the trade because it kind of feels like an accident. I'm happy it's a positive accident because this could have gone way worse not being able to execute properly. But again, my trading analysis today, both my setups were actually pretty perfect. I was able to get the perfect bias for my setups, so I'm happy about that at least. But again, I'm not happy about the execution. And this trade, I would say again, I was probably like 3.75 out of 5 in a confidence level, just because I felt like I was forcing this trade even though I really wasn't. Hindsight. So yeah, overall, I guess that's my recap for the day. Again, I'm gonna look more into contract sizing and figure out how to use Tradovate better. But overall, I'm happy with my overall analysis of the day because I was very liberal. I didn't want to get like skewed or misconcepted by the overall basis of today just being bearish because the war. Because obviously it's not. I mean, just look at price. Prices are moving up. So that's pretty something. That's something glad I was able to do. I wasn't able to get manipulated by the bias on social media. And again, I should have been looking longs here too, but I'm fine with taking a short on this little pullback, which is fine because again, I trade volume profile more than ICT. I use both concepts, but here I was trading volume profile more, so I'm fine with this. But yeah, again, hopefully I can try to do these true caps more to help better verbose my own trades and just understand myself better and then be able to speak out my thoughts more clearly. So that's like the overall goal of this of these trading recaps. So yeah, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.